Hi, I'm Kate Stower from the Minnesota Historical Society. Welcome to the Elementary Civics Resources video. The purpose of this video is to share powerful resources with classroom teachers. I will walk you through some websites to highlight resources for teaching civics. Please pause this video as needed to write down a web address or discuss an idea with your teaching team. We will begin on the Minnesota Center for Social Studies Education website. It is mncsse.org. Now this is a great resource for you to know about. The CSSE website contains resources related to all of the different social studies disciplines, but today we're going to show you a couple of them related to civics. The first thing we'll click on is the curriculum guides. Now we have brought in teams of educators over the last several years to develop curriculum guides and resource lists that the curriculum guides go benchmark by benchmark, unpacking all of those benchmarks for you. And the resource lists also provide connections to literacy and children's books that you can use to address all of those different benchmarks in the K-5 standards. So take a look at the curriculum guides. The second thing we want to show you is the Doing Social Studies video series. Now this is a video series that covers K-5, and so you will find whatever grade level you're teaching. If you click on that grade level video, they are short videos that you can either watch individually or with your PLC team. And these videos, again, walk you through benchmark by benchmark, looking at what exactly are students expected to know, and also give some really great ideas for the classroom of how you could address those benchmarks. The third thing we're going to show you on the CSSE website is the inquiry visuals. And so right on that same inquiry page, we're going to look at two different tools. So the first thing is a set of inquiry graphics. And these are some great tools that you could use. You could print them up as posters and hang them in your classroom, or you could distribute them to students, especially in grades 5 and 6, as students are asked to do the entire civic inquiry process. So this is a really nice graphic that walks you through every single step of civic inquiry. Now just going back to that same page, right next to it, you'll see a series of videos. And we also have these Powtoon videos, which are little cartoons that walk students through the inquiry process. So a fun way for kids to be introduced to what is civic inquiry. Now on to our next website. We are going to look at the Learning Law and Democracy Foundation website. It is teachingcivics.org. On the teachingcivics.org website, the first thing we're going to look at is Find Lessons. So right at the very top of the web page, they have hundreds of lessons on topics in civics. And so you can filter by topic, filter by grade level. And so if we filter by grade level and look specifically for elementary lessons, you can see there's 121 lessons on elementary civics topics. And they're adding to this all the time. So check out some of these lessons, and if you find some that you really like and you want to come back to again and again, they even have this section called My Lessons, where you can save your lessons and come back to your own collection of lessons that you've put together. The second thing I want to show you on the teachingcivics.org website is some of their professional development. Every year they offer a program called Update, in which they review all of the major Supreme Court decisions for that year, also look at some of the Minnesota Supreme Court decisions. You get to have lunch with one of the justices, and of course there's all kinds of resources and ideas for you to take back to the classroom. So I encourage you to look for the Update program also. And finally, I want to show you two student programs on the teachingcivics.org website. So the first is called Project Citizen. This is a showcase where students are asked to look at a public policy issue, research, and put together a presentation on how to address that public policy issue. And similarly, another student program is We the People. Again, We the People is a student competition, really getting kids to dig into the Constitution. And there's also a fantastic curriculum that goes along with this competition. And so, and they have a new ebook that is fun. So take a look at that curriculum and the student competitions. And finally, there's one last thing on this website. If we go to Civic Education Resources and scroll down, we'll just take a look at the Minnesota state government link. And this takes you to, there's state symbols, but there's all kinds of other things here too you can explore. But you know, starting in kindergarten, we're asking students to identify symbols of our state and our nation. And so here is a nice PDF from the Minnesota State House of Representatives that addresses all of those symbols. So take a look at some of those educational resources. And the last website that I'm going to share with you today is iCivics.org. This is a wonderful resource promoted by Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. And it is primarily a bunch of different online games that students can play. So if you click on play and we'll scroll down, you can see there's over 15 different games for students. And you know, just a really fun way for kids to learn about our government, including foreign policy, domestic policy, county government, structure of government, all kinds of different topics in civics. So take a look at iCivics, and not only are there resources for students, but also there's a section for teachers that includes lesson plans. And one thing that I really like is the drafting board, where it's a tool that you can use with students in the classroom, and it helps walk students through how to write an argumentative essay. So great tools on the iCivics website as well. So with that, I thank you for joining us today, and I hope that you have discovered some new resources that you can use in your classroom. Thanks so much.